What are some really amazing animal facts? Foxes use the Earth's magnetic fields. Like a guided missile, the fox harnesses the Earth's magnetic field to hunt. Other animals, like birds, sharks, and turtles, have this magnetic sense. But the fox is the first one we've discovered that uses it to catch prey. According to New Scientist, the fox can see the Earth's magnetic field as a ring of shadow on its eyes that darkens as it heads towards magnetic north. When the shadow and the sound the prey is making line up, it's time to pounce. Quote, source. Most elephants weigh less than a blue whale's tongue. The Greenland shark reaches sexual maturity at 150 years old and lives 300 to 500 years. Always fascinates me that there's something that can live that long. Unlike humans, dolphins must actively decide when to breathe. Captive dolphins have been known to hold their breath until they die of suffocation, which some have suggested amounts to dolphin suicide. Ravens can mimic sounds and speech like parrots can. In clownfish, each school, tribe, whatever, has one female and a head male and the others, all males. If the female dies, the head male turns into a female, and the next in line to the leadership throne would be the male leader and bang the former male leader. Yeah, clownfish are wacky. Sperm whales in the Caribbean have an accent. When a specific species of carpenter ant realizes it's going to lose the fight it's having with another insect, it latches onto them and then blows itself the fuck up. Membranes along the ant's body can be activated that'll lead to combustion. Special enlarged glands in its head mean the explosion sends a glue-like substance shooting out that will very likely entrap the previously presumptive brawl victor. A horse's teeth takes up more space in their skull than their brain. The Nautilus has remained essentially unchanged for 400 million years. They just evolved to their current form and stayed that way. The first dinosaurs didn't even appear until 230 million years ago. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Owls bob their heads up and down to help improve their depth of perception. You can try it out yourself. Focus on an object and bob your head. It doesn't work for us, but you do look like an idiot. Z. Frank 1. Woodpeckers' tongues are super long and wrap around their skull inside their head to provide cushioning for their brain when they peck. Edit. They definitely have long tongues that wrap around their skulls. Thanks for linking the diagram, you tan croissant. But the role that plays in cushioning is probably not significant. You, Captain No Boat, provided a lot of good sourced information on that and how they are able to deal with the impacts in a comment below. A giraffe's neck has only 7 bones. Wombats have cubic poops. They literally shit bricks. There is only 2 mammals left that lay eggs, and they are both from Australia. Fun fact, the octopus has 3 hearts. There's an intelligent species of jumping spider called as the Portia spider. These little munchkins are specialized spider hunters, with different tactics for a particular problem. Their favorite food is the common weaving spiders. Their tactics ranges from imitating a fallen debris on the prey's web to directly attacking the prey. Their venoms are potent against spiders as it will only take seconds to paralyze the prey. When a male octopus is ready to mate, it rips off its ding-dong and throws it the female so she can do whatever she wants with it. The reason they do this is because they're a lot smaller than the female, so she'll eat the male, but on the plus side, the male octopus will grow his ding-dong back eventually. Edit. This might be only a certain type of cuttlefish or octopus. I learned that fact years ago, so yeah, sorry. Sloths sometimes grab their own arms, thinking they're branches, and thus fall to their death. The word for penguin in Mandarin translates to business goose. Edit. Thank you RSH6882 for the just as cute correction. Penguin in Mandarin is chie. Chi in this context means to stand on tiptoes. Polar bear's fur is actually clear. The blobfish looks like a normal fish underwater, but since sort of deep sea fish, the depressurization make it look like what we see in pictures. Caterpillars have over 200 muscles in just their head. Various species of tarantulas around the world will keep frogs as pets. The tarantula protects the frog larger predators while the frog protects the spider from smaller pests such as ants. One of my favorites is about cats. Did you know that they have UV vision? That means that when cats play with random paper balls, bags, spots on the wall, or the box their toy came in, they're actually playing with the ingredients that are UV reactant, like glues and stuff. P.S. Zebras' stripes are as unique as fingerprints, and they can tell each other apart. Bald eagles don't sound like they do on TV. They dub over the call of a red-tailed hawk. Actual bald eagle calls sound more like a seagull. Similarly, lion roars on TV are usually dubbed over with tiger roars, because an actual lion roar is usually too deep to record well, so it sounds weak, but apparently is terrifying IRL. Penguins. 1910 to 1913 Scott Antarctic expedition on sexual life of penguins was deemed too shocking for the public. During that time, he witnessed males having sex with other males and also with dead females, including several that had died the previous year. He also saw them sexually coerce females and chicks and occasionally killed them. The airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow European is roughly 11 meters per second or 24 miles per hour. Humans over long distances can outrun all other land animals. A bat's immune system is so strong it could withstand viruses that could be highly damaging to other species. Astronomer here. There are probably tardigrades on the moon. A few years ago an Israeli satellite accidentally crashed there that had tardigrades on board that likely spilled all over. The reason this is interesting is because these are really hardy little creatures that can survive really extreme temperatures and dehydrate into suspended animation. The company that crashed them almost definitely thinks the tardigrades are still alive. So hey, the moon probably has life on it now. And that happened while none of us were paying attention. You can buy helmets for chickens on Wish. Ducks rape each other a lot. So much that the female duck has evolved a loopy, complicated vagina to fend off drakes. Drakes, on the other hand, have evolved a counter-rape mechanism in the shape of a corkscrew penis. The lengths nature will go to make sure duck rape happens is astounding. A group of dolphins is a pod. A group of falcons is a cast. When you watch the Miami Dolphins play the Atlanta Falcons, you are watching a podcast on TV. Killer whales have accents and regional dialects. Axolotl facts. The ferns on an axolotl's head are actually its gills. Axolotl is a Mexican word that translates to water dog. Xolotl was a dog-headed god from Aztec mythology. Xolotl would lead the souls of the dead to the underworld. Some believe that Xolotl was scared of being killed by an angry king and transformed into an axolotl to hide. The salamander is trapped in the water of Xochimilco, unable to transform and walk on land due to forgetting how to transform back into the god it once was. They can regenerate parts of their body. If they lose a limb, it will grow back. Axolotls are resistant to cancer, over 600% more than us humans. They have no eyelids and prefer it where it's dark. They also have no teeth, but they have ridges similar to Velcro to grip their food and vacuum it down to their stomachs. They have a characteristic called neoteny, meaning that they keep their juvenile traits even if they're full-grown. They have a chance of evolving into a tiger salamander, but this is a rare occurrence that only happens if the axolotl's parents have the gene in them. Usually due to crossbreeding, they're critically endangered in the wild, with only a couple of their habitat lakes existing. There is a species of zombie worm called the bone-eating snotflower. Yes, zombie worms and bone-eating snotflowers are real animals. Monarch butterflies have a Velcro-like tip on the end of their penis used to remove the spermatophore. Insect sperm is often encased in a ball-like structure of another male that previously deposited. Snails have 13,000 teeth. An immortal species of jellyfish, they can revert back to a sexually immature polyp to start its life over once it becomes old or sick. A pig's orgasm lasts 30 minutes. Dolphins will rip off the head of a fish and use it as a fleshlight. Gorillas, along with other primates, can learn sign language to the point where even if they do not know a specific word for a specific object, they can use their previous vocabulary to describe the word accurately. Like for example, Coco the gorilla never learned the word for ring. So one day she pointed at a ring and signed the words finger bracelet. Gorillas have only a 2-inch erect penis. So, if you don't like a guy, tell him he's hung like a gorilla. Turtles can breathe through their butts. And owls keep little snakes as pets. A snail can sleep for 3 years. An octopus can fit through any opening large enough for its beak to pass through. Also, octopuses have beaks. If you placed an adult blue whale lengthwise on a basketball court, the game would be cancelled. Elephants have over 100 muscles in their trunks. Only female mosquitoes bite humans for blood. Males drink nectar like butterflies. Male giraffes will headbutt a female in the bladder until she urinates. Then it tastes the pee to help it determine whether or not the female is ovulating. Mosquitoes and many other insects have an anal claw that they use to hook into the female's anus to hold them in place while they deposit their spermatophore. Sheep don't like to walk in water or move through narrow openings. They prefer to move into the wind and uphill rather than downwind and downhill. Giraffes clean their own ears with their own tongue. Gladiator spiders have the largest eyes of all other spider species. This is kinda disadvantageous though, because they go blind every day due to not being able to close them. However, they regenerate their eyes every night so they can survive. Also, New World tarantulas has a defense mechanism where they use their back legs to rub off and kick hairs from their abdomen at their attackers. They are super itchy and a pain in the ass to get rid of. Owls can sit cross-legged. The big cat with the strongest bite force is the jaguar to 1,700 psi. Male anglerfish are much smaller than the females, and when the female is ready to mate she excretes a pheromone which makes the male hungry. He will then try to eat her, but he then gets stuck to her, dissolves until the only thing that remains are his testicles. There is an extinct species of bee that we only know exists because there's an orchid whose naughty parts mimic the bee in order to trick them into pollinating it. Kangaroos' females have 3 vaginas and they can be perpetual pregnant. In 11 million years' time, the Tyrannosaurus rex dinosaur will have been extinct for 77 million years. This is way less time than the time the Stegosaurus had been extinct when the T-Rex was alive 66 million years ago. Wasps pollinate figs and may be trapped inside while doing so. That means fig Newtons are not technically vegan. Labradors have webbed feet. Crows will see how you look like and how you act and tell other crows about you. If frogs vomit, they vomit out their stomach, scraping out their contents, then swallowing it up again without dying. This is probably more disgusting than amazing. But, oh well. Hippos are some of the most aggressive animals on the planet. If a crocodile is a wise hunter that chooses its battles wisely, a hippo is that one dude that's always looking for a fight because he spends way too much time at the gym and hasn't found a reasonable use for all his muscles. They're territorial as all hell, capable of charging you at almost 40 kilometers per hour on land, and frequently pick fights with whole boats. They have mouths built to kill. Those giant teeth are only for combat, and can grow up to half a meter long. That's right, hippo teeth can get as big as the average human forearm. With teeth that big, you might be asking yourself, wait, just how big are hippos? Which is a question you should never have asked, because the answer is bigger than you were comfortable knowing. Hippos are more than 1.5 meters tall at the shoulder. Meaning if you wanted to stare down a hippo, it would look you dead in the eye before opening its mouth more than a meter and biting you in half a feet, made even more terrifying when you learn that hippos are primarily herbivorous and kill just for the hell of it. They can weigh more than 500 kilograms and grow to more than 5 meters long. They kill more than 500 people a year in Africa. And in 2014, one attacked a boat filled with Nigerian schoolchildren, killing 14 and biting the boat in half. For bonus points, let's do some physics. As we all know, Newton defined force as mass times acceleration, or F equals ma. A hippo can move at 40 kilometers per hour, which some conversions will tell us is 1 meter per second. Multiplying that by the theoretical weight of an adult male hippo will tell us that a charging hippo can hit you with 49,950 newtons of force, which, for the sake of simplicity, we'll round up to 50,000 or 50 kilonewtons. If you're looking at things in orders of magnitude, that's 5*104 N. Now, I am not a physicist, but a quick Wikipedia search tells me that 45 kilonewtons is about the force produced by a small car during peak acceleration. 50 kilonewtons is half the force exerted by a seat belt and airbag on a passenger if they crashed headlong into a wall at 100 kilometers per hour. The maximum force ever exerted by a human during a clean and jerk lift is 8 kilonewtons. Hippos don't fuck around.